Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I am ranking and reviewing all of Paul McCartney's albums, including With Wings. And today I'm reviewing and ranking Red Rose Speedway from 1973. There's the back. And there is a unboxing of this on, I think it's on, it might be on this channel or my other channel. But this is, yeah, an excellent archive edition. Too bad they've, it seems they've stopped them, of course. So as always, I go back to my very first memory of every album that I review. And so going back to 1973, 58, 68, 58, 68, 97, I was 15 years old and I didn't have the money to buy too many albums. So my older brothers, who were 5 and 6 years older than me, they would buy most of the albums that I would hear at that time. And my one brother bought, of course, Red Rose Speedway. And I still, you know, as much as I was a huge Beatles fan, even this album here, you know, from what I remember, I wasn't that impressed with it. I did like the song My Love. That was actually, I think My Love, along with maybe I'm Amazed. That was kind of the song that, yes, Paul McCartney still has his magic for creating, you know, a really nice ballad, a Beatles-ish ballad. So I did like that. I liked Big Barn. I used to call it Big Barn Red. That's how much interest I had in this album. It's Big Barn Bed. Anyway, show you one picture from the book. There's Paul. And I've got the track listing here. And I know somebody's probably going to mention, what about the double album, Larry? So when Red Rose Speedway was going to be released, Paul wanted it, of course, as a double album, and the record company said, no, Paul. Imagine telling that to a Beatle. So they trimmed it down to a single. The double album is part of this, and it's great. But I'm just focusing on, you know, the one that was released back in 1973. Through the years, I really didn't know the album that well. Like I said, I thought it was not one of his best albums. And then, of course, at the time, back in 1973, as usual, a lot of negative reviews from the critics, like Rolling Stone. I think my brother liked the album, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of fans did. But like I said, I just never warmed up to it. And through the 70s, 80s, 90s, I didn't really pay it too much attention, even if at some point I did have it on vinyl and CD. But when this archive edition came out a few years back, I was planning to get all of them that were released, but not necessarily the box sets. So I just bought the, I guess, the smaller version with, I think, 2 CDs and a DVD, something like that, or maybe just 2 CDs. And that is when I really started to listen to the album, and I realized, you know, in time, after 2-3 listens, just like, this is a great friggin' record. Why is it so underrated? And why am I an idiot for thinking it wasn't a very good album when it is, for me? And as I say in every video, just please remember, I don't expect everybody to agree with me on how much I love an album like this, but if you're going to leave a negative review of Red Rose Speedway, have you actually listened to it recently? Maybe give it a new listen. because I feel it's very underrated. And my expression was like this when I realized how good the album is. One more band shot. So in the past, I used to think a song like Little Lamb Dragonfly, and I think it was just because of the title that I thought it was a cheesy song. So I never even really took the time to actually listen to it and the lyrics and the reason that Paul wrote that song. And then, the medley at the end, I thought he was trying to do another kind of, like Abbey Road medley, and I didn't think it worked. I thought it was stupid. But like I said, when I got this, I got the 2 CD, I ended up loving the album, and I ended up buying the box set for this. So I absolutely love Big Barn Bed, or Big Barn Red. My Love is a classic with that great guitar solo by Henry McCulloch. Get on the Right Thing, one of those just, great vocals by Paul. One More Kiss is a sweet song by Paul McCartney. More of his granny music, I guess. And Little Lamb Dragonfly, for me, I think that's the best song on the album. It's a pretty deep song and great acoustic guitar in it, and Paul's vocals, the feeling in his voice. Single Pigeon is just a little acoustic ditty, which I really like. Win the Night, great vocals once again. Loop, First Indian on the Moon, might be my least favorite song, and probably most people's, that from what I've been reading, but I still like it. It's, I think it was influenced by Pink Floyd, and because around that time Paul was attempting to do some voiceover for Dark Side of the Moon, but it didn't make the cut of the album, of course, him and Linda. So it's got a Pink Floyd vibe to it, and I like it. I really like it. It's different. It's experimental. And then the medley, that might be my second favorite now. I love every song, Hold Me Tight, Lazy Dynamite, and then especially Hands of Love and Power Cut. I love the ending where there's a guitar here, and then in the middle, and it's repeating some of the other songs from the whole medley at the end. And I think it's just a masterpiece. And no, I know this is April 1st. It's not an April, well, when I'm recording this, it's April 1st. April Fools. No. Maybe the one thing I noticed listening to it last night is Linda's vocals aren't as prominent as on Ram, but still, it's a whole great group effort, and I really, 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 really love Red Rose Speedway. So in my rankings, let's see, Ram is number 1, and it might stay there, but we'll see. I'm going to give Red Rose Speedway a 9 out of 10, and it goes into second place, just behind Ram. And that is it. I would love your thoughts on Red Rose Speedway in the comment section below. Please remember to like the video, and make sure you're subscribed to both of my channels. I'm doing the Beach Boys albums on my Canadian Studmuffin channel, all of the reviewing and ranking all of their albums. And that is it. Have a great day. My love does it good. Whoa, whoa. Don't sing.